Hey guys, if you're looking for a weird new exercise to help with strengthening your shoulder, check this one out. This is an exercise that's going to help your overhead shoulder mobility, so your ability to lift your arms overhead, and also to help with rotator cuff pain or injury. It's a really common injury in guys. It's when you have difficulty lifting your arms overhead, and this is going to get to the root cause of it. This clip I've selected for you is part of the Ben Sears workshop series, which we created for the Manful Yoga app and members area, but it's so good that I wanted to share a clip with you guys here on YouTube. So if you want to check out the full thing, check out the Manful Yoga app and members area when this video is finished. Enjoy.
Here's the first drill that we're going to do for the shoulders. So Dean and I will stand on the wall, or near the wall. And I'm going to show you this on the wall, and then I'll show you it off the wall so it's clear. But basically, pretty close to the wall, lift your elbow so it's in line with your shoulder. I'll be on my right arm. Dean will be on his left. And then press your fist into the wall. So what's key here is like your elbow is not allowed to go out here. Okay, that's really important because we want to isolate the rotation. So it might be that if you don't have as much external rotation, that you're so close to the wall that your fist and elbow are in the same line. If you have a little more external rotation, imagine the wall is here, I might end up here, or you might be here, but the push is from his fist into the wall, and the thumb is the side against the wall, okay? So now, body stays straight. You can bend your knees a little bit because we want to use just enough lateral breathing to keep the core stable, and then head up. Now, before you start doing anything else, we're going to be on the clock for this one, so I want you to get in the position now with us. Pull your shoulder blade back on the active arm. Press your fist into the wall. If it starts to get easy, you can step away from the wall, but your elbow has to come with you. We're going to do this for 1 minute. Okay? So as we do this, ramp to no more than 50% effort and keep your shoulder blade pulling back without your ribs flaring forward. So you just keep this action. Again, some of you might be quite close to the wall. As long as the fist is pushing more than the elbow, another thing you can do to make sure that you're maintaining external rotation, hand on the inside of the elbow. As you push your fist into the wall, push your elbow into your hand. And then pull your bottom ribs down. You can bend your knees a little bit, lift your chin, pull your shoulder blade back, and we just hold for another 20 seconds. Now, for this last 20 seconds, let's ramp up a little higher. What you should feel for here is activation in the back of the shoulder, and if you have your hand on your elbow, you'll feel activation in your chest. Do you feel that stuff? Yeah, Dean feels it. Dean's been feeling it all day. He's been feeling all the things. At least we're out of your hips and in your shoulder now, you know? Yeah, okay. Let's do 10, push a little harder. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then arm down. Now here's the cool test. So Dean just did his left arm, I just did my right arm. Whichever arm you didn't do, lift that arm up in the air without letting your ribs flare, and then bring it down. And now lift the other arm. Whoa, right? Amazing. Do you feel like you have more range in that arm compared to the other side? Feels more free?
Yeah, it feels way more active in that upper side.
Yeah, so the thing is that neurological adaptations can happen instantly because as soon as your body feels that this tissue in the back of your shoulder is working well, it will give you more range of motion. Now, it's not permanent, but if you continue to do this work, let's say you do this little workshop for, 6 weeks, and you just hit a minute of that external rotation isometric 3 times a week, only a minute, 3 times a week for 6 weeks, then your shoulder will start to make actual tissue adaptations and you'll just get a better shoulder. Yeah. So let's do the other side. All right, so here we go. So again, here's the layout, here's the setup. Elbow, this is the most important part, that the elbow and the shoulder are in the same line. From there, I push my fist into the wall. If I have the external rotation available, I can step away from the wall, but I only want to do that to the point that I can keep my elbow in. In order to keep myself honest, put my hand on my elbow. Here, I'll step forward so you can do it right behind me. Good. All right, so I'm pushing into the wall, and we're on the clock. So the thumb side, you can see my thumb is pushing the wall. I feel a lot of activation in my shoulder blade, back of the shoulder. Pull the shoulder back, push the elbow into the hand, and use mild lateral breathing from workshop 1 to keep your rib cage under control. So I don't want your ribs going forward and out. All right, so we're going to be here another 30 seconds. You can start to ramp up more effort. Don't let your shoulder blade come forward for the purpose of this drill. It's okay for your shoulder blade to come forward in a plank, but for the purpose of this drill, we're keeping the shoulder blade back so that we isolate external rotation. Push hand into shoulder. Good. Elbow stays right in line with the shoulder, right? Not out to the side like this. I want it right here. 15 seconds. Now do your hardest push for the last 15. Keep pressing your thumb hard into the wall while pushing your elbow into your hand. Nice. And come on down. And now you probably feel a little difference if you lift both arms. So shoulder mobility has always been a restrictive element for me in my practice, so I've been working a lot on my shoulders. So let's now take that and see how we can apply it to a plank position so that the plank position is well supported and well integrated. So Dean will demo for us here, so you can come on down to your knees. And actually what you'll do so that we can really show it well for the folks at home who don't have a friend to torture them in their practice here is, so what you're going to do is, let's say you're going to work on your right arm. So right hand will, actually bring your left foot forward and your right hand down like that. So switch. Yeah, right. There we go. Good. So you guys at home, what you're going to do is take a grip on your lower right arm with your left hand like this, okay? And then bend your right elbow a bit. So I'll show you on Dean. So with this elbow bent, the first thing you're going to do, let it bend a little more, but not out to the side like a traditional push-up. Bend it back like a yoga push-up. Okay, now with the elbow still bent, push inwards with your elbow, and you should feel the same activation that you felt in the drill on the wall. You feel all that stuff? Mm-hmm. Keeping the elbow bent, push through the shoulder so it's protracted. Yep, very good. And now with your hands, turn your forearm that way. So when you do plank poses, your forearm should turn that way and your upper arm should turn this way. Okay, so now let's do this. Bend your elbow again. Keep the grip on your forearm. So he's really trying to turn it like that. And slowly straighten your elbow without losing the external rotation. So it's like the tricep is going towards his ribs. You feel a lot of activation through here, right? And also this should feel like it's giving you freedom in your wrist. Does it feel like that? Yeah. Because you're getting this counter rotation that's allowing the wrist to feel more fold more cleanly. Bend your elbow into my hand. Good. Don't lose the protraction. Bend a little more. Externally rotate more. Excellent. And now as you straighten your arm, rotate your forearm inwards using your own hand. Good. Hold there. Inhale. This is the last part of the drill. 10 seconds without changing anything else through this structure. Try to lift your fingertips up. They won't come up. Keep the index knuckle plugged down. But this should activate all this tissue on the top side of the wrist and also stretch your forearm. This is a really good way to take care of your wrists. I'm kind of throwing that in as a bonus here because I think it's quite important. And then you're done. Questions, comments, reflections, concerns?
Intense.
Yeah, intense. So, to clarify, the upper arm, this is what we don't want, the elbow sticking out. We want the upper arm turning in. By bending your elbow, turning in even though it's external rotation, by bending your elbow, you should have more access to external rotation. Then, with my opposite hand, I grab and turn my forearm this way. From there, I can straighten my arm while maintaining this rotation of the forearm and the external rotation of the upper arm. Okay? Let's try it on the other side. This should really help with wrist pain as well. So you can see Dean's going to go opposite hand, opposite foot. Pad your knees always if you need to. And it's not about putting a ton of load into your hand. Like we're not trying to do like a hard plank. So like if this knee needs to come forward to make it easier, we're much more concerned with getting good rotations here. So right hand to your left wrist with the thumb on top. So he's got a good vice grip on his arm, and then bend this elbow. Nice. Notice how when he bends the elbow, he doesn't collapse in his scapulae. He's still protracted or pushing through the ground. Push your elbow into my hand. Nice. Okay, now, yep, that's it. Slowly straighten your arm without losing the index knuckle and while still pressing through the base of the wrist. So we're going to do a few of these bend and extends, but we're going to hold in each position. Good. Bend again. Hold here for 10. So it's like 3 rounds. elbow turns in. He's got a lot of activation through the armpit and also in the front of his chest. And then extend without losing the activation and while turning the forearm in. This should free up space in the top of the wrist. So that's 2. We're going to hold for 10. So I'll tell you when to go. And then last round, bend your elbow. Each time he bends his elbow, he's pulling the mat backwards, right? And so that's really turning on more supportive shoulder structure. And then straighten the arm. And when he straightens his arm, notice his shoulder doesn't come to his ear. It just goes down through the floor. Okay, 10-second push here. Focus on index knuckle down and head up a little bit. Nice. So we're still integrating the information from workshop 1 with the plank, right? Inhale. Now try to lift your fingertips up, but nothing else moves. Okay, they're not going to come up. It's just an isometric, but you feel a lot of burning on this side and more stretch in the forearm, right? Yeah, so this is a great way to open up space in the wrist. Still with this strong rotation in the forearm, which creates more and more space in the forearm and gives him more awareness here. And then he is done.
All right, guys, I hope you got a lot out of that clip. If you did, be sure to hit the like button, comment if you have some feedback, a question, or just want to say thanks, and then subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. We put out a new video every Tuesday here on the Manful Yoga YouTube channel. To learn more about Ben, I put some links in the description below. He's on Instagram, YouTube. He's also got a website. And then if you want to get access to the full workshops that we recorded, check out the Manful Yoga app and members area. You can get a free 7-day trial, link in the description below. And if you want to check out one of the other videos that I put here for free on YouTube from that series, go ahead and click over my head right here. This is the one that focuses on your hips. It's a really good one. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.